Hello! We are gonna get all comfy right now. I got my PJ bottoms on, of course. This is actually my bed right now because I don't have a bed base. We just recently moved into this house. But nevertheless, it's still super comfy and cozy. I've tried to make it as cozy as possible. Today, I'm gonna tell some manifestation success stories. These aren't my own, these are from online. But we all need a bit of inspiration every once in a while, you know? And it's nice to know. I've only picked stories that tell us how they did it. It's nice to know how other people have done it, you know, so we can replicate their results. But all of these pretty much follow Neville Goddard's visualization techniques. So as I tell the story, obviously I'll tell you how, well, they say how they did it anyways in the actual text. So yeah. This is going to range from different things. We're not going to stick to one subject here. People are manifesting different things, like all sorts of great things in their life. I'm just going to get straight into it. Do you like my new case, by the way? Anyway, so this is the first one. She says that they manifested an amazing job. So she says, or he, I always say she, I don't even know why I assume she. I'm just going to say they. I just wanted to share this manifestation story and hope that it inspires a few new people. I've been in the same job for 5 years and it's a great job, stable company, and it's always given me a lot of flexibility, but I've always felt like I'm not reaching my potential and that I've got more to give. And I've recently just been cruising in my comfort zone. Basically, this person did 3 sessions, 3 transformation sessions where they worked around unblocking beliefs, which basically working around the belief that near enough is good enough, but obviously near enough is not good enough. Obviously, like, you can always do better than that. She says, or they say, basically they're not settling anymore. They started to challenge their thoughts and think bigger in terms of what they want out of life and what they want to achieve. They wrote a massive list of everything that they want in a job, how they want to feel, the type of work they want to do, and people they want to work with. And then out of nowhere, I get a LinkedIn message from a recruiter for a role. The role was way out of my league, and I've been in a marketing agency managing 4 people. For context, I've never worked in an agency and I've never managed anyone. I had 4 rounds of interviews, oh my god, including a presentation, and found out yesterday that I got the job. The recruiter said that I beat a lot of candidates and they knew that I was the one from my first interview. This is something that I've been finding, is that, like, I also manifested a job years ago and they also said that they just felt like I was the one from the very beginning. And I feel like when you're on this like high vibe, you give off this energy. You literally give off this certain kind of energy that people can just feel it, and they don't even know. They oftentimes can't put their finger on why they want you, but they just know they want you, and that feels right. And a lot of time people will just go with that like intuition that you're going to be the one. And even if you don't have any formal qualifications, I didn't. I literally went from being a nurse to an estate agent, for instance, and they were like, we just wanted you, do you know what I mean? You've got no experience, but we still want you, because they wanted someone that was qualified. They wanted someone with all this experience, and I just applied anyway. I was like, look, I've come from healthcare, I want to be in real estate. And again, they were like, we just knew you was the one. And then I ended up doing really well in the job role. So that's also, like, if you're in life and you feel like you just have this like inclination, like this gut feeling that you should go with this certain pathway, it's usually because that's the right pathway. Like, you just know. So anyways, this person goes on to say that this job ticks off everything on their list. It's more money, amazing people, amazing culture, really interesting work, hybrid, so much personal growth, and they can't believe it fell into their lap at the first perfect time, which is also amazing. So a lot of people might want to manifest a job or even manifest going self-employed. I also then manifested going self-employed as well. I actually did that via scripting, if you guys want to know. It wasn't a very hard manifestation. It was actually quite an easy manifestation. And I'll go into detail about the things that I've manifested later on. But for now, let's just tell these stories. This person says that they actually did the Neville Goddard 3-day challenge, where they watched a video about Neville Goddard basically saying about how you can manifest anything in 3 days according to Neville Goddard's book. And I tried it. And this is quite a short one, by the way. She says, or they say, I was with this guy kind of in a situationship, and I wanted to be more than that. The last week before this thing happened, I think. So they said that before they went to sleep, they visualized him asking them on a date and him taking them to a vintage coffee house that was open nearby my college. I did that visualization for 2 days because I forgot. Plus I didn't really care if it happens or not. But after 4 days, the exact picture in my head came true, and they did it as a test to see if it would actually happen, and now they believe in it more than ever because it obviously worked. Honestly, you will find that the manifestations that you do, the most effortless you do them, like for instance, if you don't even want it that bad, you're just like, yeah, whatever, like I'll have it. There's no negative contractions here, there's no negative energies, it's just, hello, I want it in the visualization. In the daytime, it's I don't care, and there's no negative energy going into it whatsoever, just positive and neutral. So obviously, which way is it going to go in? The positive direction. So you'll often find that like the random stuff that you visualize and try and affirm, like a random flower, will always be the one that manifests if you've never done manifestation before. And then obviously as you get better at it, it becomes more effortless. But it's always good to start with the little things. For instance, like this person's probably going to manifest a lot bigger things soon. Now they know it works. So yeah, be effortless about it. This next one is basically them manifesting more money. So they've said, my husband and I decided to move state where living is cheaper, but we wanted to keep our house. Here's what happened. This person again imagined us living there and everything worked out perfectly. So again, imagining Neville Goddard. So it says, so my husband asked his employer to support him in transferring to this new state. The employer immediately said yes, rented a bigger office to accommodate for him and to help them grow. Next, manifestation. They manifested quite a few things here. The next one is that they needed to find a home to rent. They needed a place cheap enough to rent to reduce their expenses, but found that the rents in the area was actually going up, and they had very specific requirements, and they couldn't find a cheap home that needs people and is very difficult. We couldn't find a cheap home to rent, but there's also a rental crisis in the area. So my camera did just die, so if something has changed, that is why. Anyways, gonna carry on. There is also a rental crisis in my area, so people need to find homes and they're very difficult to secure. So they found one that has everything we needed at a cheaper rent. They said, I drew a picture of us in front of the house we wanted and wrote our new home. They then applied for it. The owner said they had 50 plus people interested. They narrowed the selection down to 10 families. We were the family that got it. So again, a little bit of a visualization, I suppose. They visualized them in front of the house as she was probably drawing it. That's also like a bit of visualizing there. We rented out our house, which was costing us a heap because of interest rates. Some applicants offered above rental asking price and we accepted. It's now rented and the cash flow is neutral, but it'll be positive when we do our tax return. That was a manifestation in itself, by the way, she's saying, because people offered more for the rent. Their husband got 2 pay rises within 2 months of each other and is now earning a load more every single week. The last thing she needed to manifest is, I needed work I could do outside of my normal work hours as I wanted to save more money. I have secured a contract office cleaning job working once a week for 3 hours, earning around half a week's of wages for the average person, simply because I asked the company if I could do it weekly for them. Right, so she's earning half a week's wage and she's only working for 3 hours. I think that's it anyways. But that's 5 separate things that she's saying she has manifested. So just to let you know, they've pretty much used visualization in the last one. Again, with drawing the picture, it really helps with visualizing. When you're drawing a picture and you're really imagining it, it gets your imagination going. So if you're a creative person and you like drawing, then I definitely recommend that strategy. This next one is is again about improving their life and everything. This one says, about a year ago, I was stuck in a rut. My wages were tight and my old car was on its last legs. I just heard about manifestation, but I was skeptical about its effectiveness. That's when I stumbled upon a 15-minute manifestation program. It sounded too good to be true, but I decided to give it a shot since it was only 15 minutes of my day. I started using the program every single day. They had used guided visualization here to help clear their mind and focus on their goals. The first thing they noticed was a shift in their mindset. Instead of feeling stuck and frustrated, they began to feel more hopeful and positive. This change in attitude was the first little step in their transformation. Within the first month, I noticed small but significant changes. I was more productive at work, my relationships improved, and I felt more energized. These small wins boosted my confidence and reinforced my belief in the process. I kept up with the daily sessions, making it a non-negotiable part of my routine. And around the 6-month mark, things really started to take off. And one day, out of the blue, my boss called me in his office. He raised my hard work and dedication and offered me a $10,000 pay raise. I was ecstatic and couldn't believe my luck. I knew it wasn't luck though, and I knew it was the power of the manifestation at work. Encouraged by this, they started to manifest a new car. It says, my old car was unreliable and I lodged for something new and dependable. I continued with this program, visualizing myself driving a sleek new car. I could almost feel the leather seats and smell the new car scent. That's also a really good thing, is to, when you're visualizing, try to use all of your senses, because you're going to feel a stronger feeling if you can feel it. Taste it if it's food, like if you're going somewhere, maybe you're tasting the food, smell it, touch it, hear sounds around you. Maybe if it's a car, hear you turning on the engine. Even if you kind of watch some YouTube videos on what it's like to start that car, you could then begin to visualize that sound. Try and use all of your senses to really, really make it a more powerful feeling, because as we all know, Neville Goddard says that the feeling is everything. So the next part is that about 3 months later, a friend told me about a great deal on a car that seemed almost too perfect to be true. It was exactly what I'd been visualizing, the right make, the right model, and even the new colour. I went to check it out and everything fell into place effortlessly. Financing was approved quickly and I drove home in my new car that very week. Again, when something is right for you, you'll find it just happens. It just falls into place. And don't get me wrong, I am guilty of going down the path of resistance because I really wanted that thing. I'm like, I want this though. Like, why not? Why something else? I want this thing. And then it's like really hard going down the route, and then it just doesn't work out anyways. For example, I have wanted to start YouTube for years, and in 2018 I used to do like Primark hauls and like all this girly stuff. I even did an iPhone unboxing actually, and I loved doing YouTube, but I just didn't know what I wanted to do a video about, so I just made loads of random videos. And I always used to have trouble editing. I always used to have trouble with like uploading my camera footage to my computer, editing, uploading, and it was like, oh, I just really want to do YouTube though, and like it's just so hard. And in the end I just kind of was like, okay, you know what, I give up. Like I'm not doing it anymore. I did YouTube for about a year at this point, and I think I literally had like 200 subscribers. It's not this channel, just so there's no point in looking, but it was a really old channel. I even did like, yeah, Primark hauls, just anything really. And yeah, I just gave up in the end, and genuinely I think that was like a sign that it wasn't the right time, it wasn't the right subject, it wasn't the right anything. But I had the drive there to want to start the YouTube channel, so I thought I was on the right track, and I guess I was, but it was just the wrong place, the wrong time, the wrong subject. And now look where we are. Anyway, so get back to the story. They basically said that they're amazed at how much their life has changed in just a year, from a stagnant job and a beat up car to a significant pay raise and a brand new vehicle. They said that this is all due to their manifestation methods of the 15 minutes a day visualizing, which is great because again, visualizing is like the most powerful thing. Yeah, that's all of the stories for today. So if you liked listening to the stories, let me know, and I'll definitely do more of these videos. I will gather some more stories for you, but it's just good to have a little boost of confidence every once in a while, isn't it? And it's also really interesting, I think, to see, sorry guys, having a fringe, you always have like long hairs from the rest of your head falling your fringe, and you're just like constantly pulling them out. But yeah, so I think it's quite interesting knowing how other people visualize, so that you know that you don't have to follow one specific method. You can follow whichever method is great for you, but as long as you're feeling the feeling, then I don't think it matters whether you're doing visualization, scripting, affirmations. For me, guided visualizations are the best, because if I just leave myself to visualize, I'll get distracted or I'll fall asleep. So guided visualizations are the best. That is also what Never Goddard recommends. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one, and yeah, let me know if you have any questions down below. Bye!